Right, I'm back again. Seamus, if you're there, sorry about that, dude. Just check, mate. Just check the sound. Is the sound okay? Are you there? Tell you what, I've been practicing this for about half an hour just to make sure everything was okay and the sound was all right. And then I've just gone back in and not reset the microphone because I'm trying new microphones out. So, allotment life, how you doing? Just can you just help me out a little bit? Just need to check is the sound or and I've got sound. Hello, Seamus. Allotment life in the house as well. Say hello to each other. Please hit the like if you've not already. Please subscribe to the channel, my channel. Please don't use the word sub in the chat if you're rounding about and everything with everybody else. If I miss anybody, trust me, I'm going to go back because I want to make sure that the live stream's okay. So I'll, however long I'm on for, I'll review it all. And so if anyone is kind enough to leave a bit of love, I'll be there for you as well. But if you've not met each other, allotment life, meet Seamus. What's your first name or what's your name? I don't know how long the lag is or whether it's glitchy. If either of you can tell me whether it's a bit glitchy or whether it's all right. It should be all right here. So cheers, by the way. It's not gin and tonic. Hop along. I think hop along's probably better. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for dropping in. As I say, this is only the second one I've done. So as I say, I was trying a few things out, and and like obviously the sound didn't work the first time. So there you go. Lovely, lovely. Hey, what the fuck, Mike? How you doing? The collab was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Met up with Monty in Warsaw, which is really close to me. Unfortunately, it was pouring down the rain, but we did like the collab in the garden centre. It was an amazing place, really, really good. And I got Monty laughing. He couldn't keep his camera still, so I've sent him a few ideas for a gimbal that'll keep it all right. David, hello. All right, David, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for dropping into the live stream. As I say, I'm all new to this, so yeah, Monty is a born giggler. If you can get him going, he was so brilliant. He was brilliant. It was such a nice because you speak to all you guys and you see people on the streams and stuff like that. You have a good laugh and everything, and then when you meet up, you hope that they're going to be what they're like. And I've got to be honest with you, Monty is exactly as you see him on the YouTube. He's just a top guy. He's so funny, genuinely funny guy. So yeah, thanks for dropping in, David. By the way, as I say, if anyone, please hit the like button. Please just come along for the journey. Uh, I'm no good at this kind of thing. I can talk and talk and talk and talk, but whether it makes any sense at all, I don't know. So I don't know, just as a bit of context of what's been happening over the past week or so. Obviously, did the collaboration with Monty, had a brilliant time. Because we've not done a collaboration before, and I don't do vlogging as such. All my stuff is on the bank, on the river bank. So so what I did was when we got there, we just sat down. We had a cup of tea and a cup of coffee, and we had a couple of cakes, and we were talking. I said, "Should we do some vlogging in here?" And then the lady said when she saw the cameras, and I was a bit sort of. "Whoa." So we just went for a walk. Went for a walk in the rain. A couple of collab virgins we was walking around. But as I say, just brilliant. If ever you get a chance to just meet up with someone that you're having, that you've been with on the live streams, or you've had any interaction with, it's not a thing of it's not, for me and Monty, it wasn't a thing where we wanted to, like, I wanted to get loads of subscribers, or he wanted to get loads of subscribers, or, do you know what I mean? It was just genuinely just meet up, have a good laugh, have a chat, find out what people are like, find out what's going on in their lives. Because when you're on this little square thing here, you send a certain persona over. So yeah, but what you can't see, which I'm just about to turn round to, is, I don't know if you've seen my last video that I put up. I think it was earlier today. But we've had a month's, 3 months, sorry. We've had 3 months worth of rain in a week here. So I've got a small sort of garden pond where I've got frogs, newts, I've got a few goldfish in there, wherever, but it's not very big. But I have thousands and thousands of tadpoles. And obviously, I'm at the bottom of a hill, so I'm at the bottom of the water table. So, and I'm on clay soil as well. So the water just comes up. And when I looked out yesterday, I had 4 inches of water across the bottom of my garden, and the pond flooded. And out came all the tadpoles. So I've spent most of today and yesterday trying to save stupid tadpoles that should know better and stay in the pond. But let me just show you this. This is something I'm going to be doing. I'm showing you guys on a daily basis. These are just a small selection of said stupid tadpoles. So I'm going to keep these guys in here until they turn into frogs. So we'll keep a daily update of what's going on with them. But allotment life broke the like button. Thank you very much. Just keep smashing that like button. But yeah, thanks very much everybody for coming into the live stream. As I say, I don't expect lots of people to come in. I'm going to find it very difficult to keep up with all the reading and concentrate and speaking as well. But there's a message there from Seamus. Mate, I loved your collab. I'm looking forward to seeing you and collaborating with you. It will be fun. Just for you guys who are in America, England's not very big. You like, we go, oh, England and all that kind of thing, but it's not very big at all. Monty's he's probably a third of the way up from me, up the country. Only takes him a couple of hours to get down here. Seamus is across to the east of me. And if we meet up in the middle somewhere, or I get over to him, it only takes me about an hour and a half, I think. Seamus, what do you think? About an hour and a half from Brum to, I think you're Nottingham way, that way. So, and I'm really looking forward to that, because Seamus as Guardian Adventures, if you don't know him, brilliant channel, uploaded today with his beautiful little girl, who again was dealing with frogs and all creepy crawly type of things. But no, absolutely brilliant. Allotment life, I know. Well, I don't know. I have bad knees, but I've got 2 of them. So I'm not being flippant or anything, but yeah. But yeah, as I say, I want to get over to Seamus when we can. Yeah, I've already thought of that, mate. I've got a piece of bark that I can weight down at the bottom end, and they can all get up. But once we get to that stage where they are getting like 3 legs and stuff like that, I'll sort of empty them out. You might be able to help me actually, Seamus. Last year I had thousands again of tadpoles, and not all of them changed to frogs. Is that normal? Is that something that they do, or what's that all about? Yeah, it's about an hour and a half to Seamus's, so that's a real goer, that is. I'm really looking forward to that because Seamus does totally different fishing than what I do. I do old man fishing, which is sit still on a box and the fish come to you. Seamus does the hard stuff where you're flicking out our lure and things like that, like a lot of the guys in the States. My kind of fishing, and I've got some videos coming up about this, is where I sit on a box and I try and tempt the fish into certain areas to feed. I feed them and try and get them in, and mine's all sort of finesse and like really small hooks and as I say, a lot of finesse in there, trying to get them to take the bait. And as I say, you haven't got to run about a lot on that one. So, oh, see, I have probably that's what I've got. I've got cartilage problems. Like I know it's difficult looking at me now, but I used to be a fine figure of a man in my pomp when I was a youngster. I used to play a lot of football. I played far too much football, soccer. I played at 4 times a week, and was very. Sorry, what? Thinking about getting another fishing license again. My problem is I don't know what that last word is. Explain, sir. A lot more like yes, I am. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. What Seamus is just. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading allotment life. I'm sorry, I'm finding it difficult to read that and keep you guys entertained as well. But just reading what Seamus says with reference to the tadpoles, that took over my life the past 2 days. To be fair, Seamus says that sometimes the tadpoles don't change every year. What happens is if they feel like it's going to be overpopulated, they stay as tadpoles. So they can choose when they metamorphosize into frogs. Gotta be honest with you, Seamus. I've got hundreds of frogs in my garden, absolutely hundreds. So that's probably why, to be honest. Do you think I should stop feeding them because they eat the fish pellets? They've got some in this tank here, and I can see them eating them. Incest and disease, eh? Bit of frog incest. Funny enough, you saying that, I don't know whether this is a symptom of that, but I've got particularly dark frogs in the garden. Some of them are almost black, and they've got a bright yellow sort of double chin like me, but they've got a bright yellow chin. So I'm just wondering whether that's a symptom of them sort of you know interbreeding or whatever. I've also got a white newt in the pond. I don't know how long they live, but it's definitely been there for 2 years, unless it's another. Uh, oh, very funny. I like my life. Yeah, it's a shame that we can't use this kind like technology. Can't go into how can, for instance, am I in the realms of Spider-Man now, where he grew another arm or whatever? But it's a shame that we can't use sort of. If you look at Seamus's videos about the lizards, how they can drop a tail and then grow one. It's a shame we can't sort of try and work out something out to. Do you know what I mean? To help out humans, if there's some kind of gene therapy or something. But yeah, I don't know if you can see this here. My wife said I had to explain this so you didn't think we were a bunch of traps. Um, But if you can see the dark blue and the light blue, that's a match pot there. We're thinking of doing it dark blue. What do you think, guys? Let's have a vote. Dark blue or light blue? A few perch. The pond is a puddle, really, mate. It's what's it called? Having said that, I have had to rescue a I have had to rescue a hedgehog out of there. But I have put a I have put a slope in there now so they can get out. Hey Liam, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, no, this is my kind of thing now. What tips would you have for fishing Arlington? I always do well, but any tips? Yeah, this is just to give you a little bit of context, guys. Liam's talking about my local fishery. This is the one where me and Spartacus, my dad, go fishing an awful lot. It's my go-to place when I need to do a quick video or I haven't got a lot of time for fishing. And it's got one, two, three, four. It's got 5 lakes. The first lake as you go down is my favourite. Then there's a bigger lake. We call them lakes, but they're just big ponds. And then there's 2 up from the big pond, and then there's one at the top which is called the Swan. Swan Pool, Liam. If you're taking kids, uh, the swan pool's amazing. I always use that if I've got new kit that I'm trying out or anything like that. That is brilliant. The top one, which isn't pegged, then you've also got that first pool there. As you come down the hill, the very first peg, we call it the muddy peg by the trees. That there on the corner is an amazing peg because you've got open water in front of you, but you've also got the benefit of a margin sort of right in front of you. So I've had a brilliant days there. My suggestion, if there was any tip I could give you at all, Liam, is use micro pellets, because obviously you can't use ground bait there. Use micro pellets as a base. Dampen first. The ones that you can buy from the bailiff. They're not that expensive. I use those as a ground bait. If you dampen them down before you put them in, they'll drop straight down. I don't know whether you fish a pole or whether you fish a waggler. But then I put the bait that I'm going to use over the top of that. So I'll put a cup full of that in, and then if I'm using corn, I'll put the corn in, or meat, or dead maggots. I tend to use dead red maggots because I'm so cheap. I don't want them burrowing away. So you use a rod and reel. I'd say, or I tell you, where's a very good one, a very good spot as well, and I've had a great day there. Is you'll know this, the main car park on the big lake, where the finger island goes out, and where they've dug out the bit that you used to be able to go across on a bridge. If you fish there, either side of that gap, and fish on the very corner of there, that is a brilliant spot as well, because you've got the margin, but you haven't got to sort of get into the edge, if you know what I mean. You can fish it directly in front of you, and that's pretty good. And I tell you what, I'm a real fan of at the minute is the green swim stim pellets. Those are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Those are. I use 8 and 6 mil. I use 6 mil first, and then if the carp move in, and then I use the 8 mil. I never go any bigger than 8 mil because I don't use big hooks. Biggest hook I use is a 14. So, but there you go, Liam. We've now bored everybody else because of the Huntington reference. But no, it's not a bad fishery at all. It's a nice place. Just to give you a bit of context where it is for me, I don't know if anyone knows Bluebird toffees. It's right by the factory where they used to make the Bluebird toffees. So, but in context from me, it's one record away on the radio. So what's that? 3 minutes. 3 minutes from my house. So Yeah, I think you're right, Liam. I know, like that. I think the biggest you can use there is a 12, but like a 16's fine. And I bring some of those. If you watch some of the videos, most of the stuff that I bring in, most of those big carp that I bring in, are on an 18 hook. So oh god, allotment life. You're a case and a half, you are, sir. Not even I'd do that. Yeah, Liam, that's exactly what I'd do. Oh, I'll tell you what I have done in the past. I've had maggots, thinking I'd saved them from one session, one fishing session, brought them home, thinking that I was going to go the following week, and didn't go the following week. I didn't go for about another 3 weeks. And then when I came back to the shed, I picked up the bait box that they were in, give it a shake, and then opened it up. And if flies have been in that box, they can't really fly, so they all come tumbling out like a great big mass of it's horrible. Sorry about that, chips. So there you go. Yeah, mate. Yeah, Liam. I caught one on camera at Huntington, which was it was only a couple of pound, but one that I did catch and it wasn't on camera. Typical fisherman was about £4, and that was round the other side on the bank where the water comes in from the middle pool, literally by that inlet. And what I did, because I was thinking, at that point it was really really hot that day, and I was thinking, well, the fish are going to be sort of wanting a bit of oxygen and stuff like that. So I would just fish just as the trickle sort of spread out from the outlet, and pick one up from there on meat. But yeah, you saying that about Alf Church, me and Dad fished I think it's called the Arrow Pool, exactly where Andy May fished in the pole fishing magazine, and I caught one, two, three, four, five, six. I caught 8 barbel on the trot, all of about a pound and a half, £2. I caught every species going in that pool. It was amazing. Thank you, David, for coming in. Thank you very, very much for coming in. It's been lovely to have people actually come into the stream, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at allotment life's sort of little post there. Yeah, the blue balls and green balls. Wah. Yeah, thanks, David. Thanks for coming in. Brilliant. I hope to see you next week. This is going to be, I'm going to do this every week, chaps, at 10 o'clock on a Friday. And then hopefully we might get a bit of a crossover between uh, guys from different parts of the world. So, Seamus, you can't wait, can you? Where are we now? What's the date now? 14th? Is it the 16th? Yeah. Oh, Liam. I'm so jealous. We are doing Alf Church again. Me and Dad are, because we had such a brilliant time. Do you not think it's a little bit expensive? I don't know what you think of it. But what I think was, uh, do they charge you for renting of the nets? Do you have to pay a deposit on the nets? Because when we finished, he was off doing. Um, yeah, because when we finished, he was weighing them in. Oh, okay. And I just thought, and at the end of the day, I looked at my wallet and I thought, bloody hell, that's a bit empty. Mind you, I did have sandwiches and stuff. So yeah, Seamus, you be careful, mate, because they're hungry now. They're hungry now. But Yeah, it's 16th. Don't know, Liam and Seamus both in here, and Allotment Life as well. You sound like you was a bit of a fisherman as well. When I was at school on the 16th, oh, sorry, I'm hitting the table. It's making everything rock. When I was at school, when I was about 13, 14, 15, 16, all around that kind of age, there was no no lads in the classes on the 16th because we were all down the river or down the pond. We had a local pond by us, a private pond, um, and the kids used to be able to get a license for it if we helped out and cleaned the pond out and painted the railings and all that kind of thing. So, but yeah, so it used to be a massive thing for me, the 16th. But with me fishing commercial fisheries, commercial lakes, they don't close, and there's no season on them. The only thing they ask you to do is not to fish the margins when the carp are sort of mating, spawning. So see that I'm with you. I mean, obviously I drive. I mean, obviously I drive, but I drive as well, and but I find it difficult to do the rivers. And I tell you what, I think is very difficult with river fishing. If you're not really familiar with that, oh, happy fishing UK. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Welcome to the we loosely call it a stream. It's just me twittering on. If I miss anybody in the side there, I do apologise. If everyone else can welcome them in, if I miss them, please do. Like Seamus has just done there. So happy fishing UK. You'll understand this. We're talking about the glorious 16th of June, which is coming up. I don't fish the rivers, and I've just been saying why. If you don't live really close to a river and you don't know that section very well, it's always difficult because you don't know who owns the rights for the banks. This is the bit I find difficult. You don't know the people who have the rights for the banks. You don't know who to pay. Um, some of the banks are really difficult to get down to. This is if you don't know where you're going, really. If you're going with someone who knows that section, that's brilliant. Back in the day, I used to fish a lot of competitions. And we used to do our in a club, and we used to do the rivers and things like that. Never did very well on the rivers. I never did. And I think that's not because the rivers weren't very good. I think it's because I wasn't happy doing it, if you know what I mean. So I didn't put myself into it as much as I do on canal fishing or commercial fishing. So, but yeah, it's almost river time. I still love the wonderful 16th. So, do you know? Do you know? Sorry, Happy Fishing UK. What's your name, buddy? So I can't keep calling. I left. Actually, I'll just keep calling you Happy. I think. But yeah, Happy. I think that's probably the best idea. Actually, if it's got a no fishing sign, then that's yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose. And when you're fishing a river, you're not weighed down like with the equipment that I carry with me. I've got loads of gear and no idea, me. So yeah, it's I really should fish rivers more. I watch anybody who's not watched Seamus's videos, watch Seamus's videos and Guardian as Guardian Adventures. Please watch his videos. He fishes the smallest streams you've ever seen, and he'll drag out a trout, a pike, some brilliant perch. Um, yeah, so I mean, really, I should do that. I'm gonna meet up with Seamus soon. We'll get it all sorted out. So, hey, all right, Dave, is here. Hey, Dave, my brother from another mother. Yeah, this poor guy, Dojo's allotment specialist. Please give him a lot of love. He came into the live stream, and the poor fella had to sit with me for about 10 minutes before anyone else came in. But he stuck it out, and I really, really appreciate it. I was talking to Monty about it, and saying that, like, I really, really do appreciate what you did last week. It was far, far and beyond what you needed to do, to be honest. So, but I'm sorry, chaps. I do have to keep reading this. I'll tell you what, Happy Fishing UK. What part of the country are you at? Are you going down at midnight? Ah, we used to do that as well. We used to get up at, well, not midnight because I was only about 13 or 14, but we used to get up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I used to get, because my dad, obviously, if anyone knows my dad, we call him Spartacus because he looks like an old Kirk Douglas. But because dad was a fisherman, he always used to sort of let me get away with not going in on the 16th. So Northamptonshire, I think you're over by, you must be over by Seamus, that kind of way, I think. Yeah, Seamus, please do let me know when you come in. I'll tell you when I'm available. Those of you who don't know, who weren't here last week, just to give you a quick fill in on what's happening with me at the minute. Um, I'm lucky enough. I've got things in the pipeline, and I'm lucky enough to have dropped to 3 days a week. I do 12 hours a day though, 3 times a week. So I still do, but what it's done is it's freed me up. So now I sort of am available Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays. Saturdays and Sundays is really family time, to be honest. And I work Sunday night. So, but yeah, we'll have to sort it out, Sharon, because I really, really enjoyed the last one. I think we'll like be able to just bounce off each other's. And if you saw what me and Monty were doing, we had he's a gardening channel, I'm a fishing channel, but we just had the best time. But I think it helps that Monty. If you don't know Monty from My Family Garden, please check out his channel. He's exactly the same as you see him on the camera, as you see him on his live feeds and in his garden. He is exactly the same, if not a nicer guy. So there we go. Oh yeah, please take me to some of them secret spots. Tell you what, you'll have to do as well, because I'm not a predator fisherman, as you can see. I mean, I catch perch, but they're most of the time perch for me, or redfin as they call them in the states. Most of the time, the perch for me are a byproduct of me trying to get. You have to sort of get through the perch to get to the other species. So you start off. I always start off with maggots because they're a catch-all. They'll maggots will catch anything that's swimming. And unless I'm particularly targeting perch, you have to get through those first. But I love what Seamus does when he's after those pike and he's after those perch, because I don't lure fish, so he's got to teach me that. So now I'm looking for that. Who's Monty? Yeah, where is Monty? I thought he'd been here. Someone message him. Find out where he is. He's got a lot to answer for, that man. So no, we had a great time doing the collaborations. If guys, if you can do a collaboration, if you've got a YouTube channel, you can do a collaboration of any kind. Please do it. Please just meet those people who are putting as much time as you. I don't know what's going on here. Let me just show you this. Can you see them all in that corner? Excuse the mess in the house. You see them all in that corner there? They're all listening to me. So £3 perch. Just oh, don't start with Shamus, because that for me, my biggest perch ever was only, I think it was about £2.5. I don't think I've had anything bigger than that. So Dave, I tell you what, it'd be brilliant if we could do it. All the British guys, if we could find a place that's sort of in the middle. Oh, happy fishing. Sure up, £3 perch. Oh. we'll have to find a place that's in the middle. Maybe we could have some kind of charity get together, a charity match with a barbecue, or do you know what I mean? Just all get together. That'd be brilliant. That would, and not necessarily just the fishing guys. Like everybody come. We'd have a YouTube get together. So forget their VidCon thing. We could have one ourselves. So yeah, just watching their allotment live, just saying that his granddad started him off. I remember going with my granddad, bless his heart. I remember going with him when I was about 5. It's one of my earliest memories. Going with him when I was 5 at Edgbaston Reza, and I was sat there. I was all wrapped up, freezing cold, sat on my granddad's lap. He'd wrapped his coat round me, and we were fishing, and I was shaking like that. And in the end, we had to come away, and all I caught was a tiny little perch. That was my first fish I ever caught. So it would be amazing if we could just. I mean, we wouldn't even have to fish. We'd just have to try and find somewhere that could accommodate us all. I'm not talking expensive stuff, a park even where we could just meet up and have a chat. It'd be great. Because if you seen what me and Monty did, oh my god! But there you go. Camping. Oh, Seamus. Absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you who would have to try and get over. Has anyone seen Vincent Donnelly in Ireland? He is amazing, that guy. He uploaded one today. He lives in the most beautiful part of the world. And no, he's got a great channel. Yeah, we could. Yeah, True North Angler, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Again, he's another one that was with me last week. There was really we were only the lonely stuck with me to the end virtually. So no, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. If we could get together, maybe have a camp, an overnight camp somewhere. Of course, we wouldn't do any kind of drinking at all. No drinking at all. But we could maybe do a fish in the morning, and people who've never fished before they could have a go and stuff like that. It'd be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I think what we'd have to do is try and we'll do some collabs this year. I'm trying to get together with, I don't know if anyone's seen the Black Country Pie Car as well. That's a really good channel with Steve there. He's a really nice guy as well, and he fishes in places that I fish, but he fishes for pike and I fish for what's it? Keith, a bish for a bish. Thanks for coming in, mate. Thanks very much for coming in. I'm doing extremely well. I'm doing absolutely brilliant because I'm so pleased you guys have come in. I wasn't expecting that many people, to be fair, but no, thank you all for coming in. Let me just turn that round. I'm sick of seeing that blue bit on the wall because my wife will tell me off that this is in there. You only drink special tea. Okay, fair enough. I bet you do. And what's in that special tea? Yeah, maybe we could me, you and Steve could do it. You two could fish for pike. And I'll just look silly in between you two. So there you go. Yeah. Happy Fishing UK. You don't have to drink, sir. You could just watch us drink. I've got to be honest, I don't drink that much anymore either, to be fair. So no, everybody that's come in, can I just say thank you very, very much for coming in. Please hit that like button. Please, if you've not sent any love to each other, please do. Absolutely brilliant. Liam's just asking me if you've not read that there. Again, this is a local fishery to me called Huntington. I'm not a member of the club. I know the owner and I know Mark very, very well. I have fished one competition there a long, long time ago, but I got on the really shallow bank down by the Willow. you'll know where I mean, Liam. And I bombed. I don't even think I bothered to weigh in, to be honest. I love doing match angling, or used to love match angling, but don't have the time. Um, can't justify the time for it. Can't justify the money either, to be honest. There's a lot of my money's going into this. Um, you'll see a lot of new things coming up soon. A lot more underwater footage coming in and stuff like that. So yeah, if anyone can anyone get hold of Monty, because he should be in here now. He should be taking some of the blame for a Virgin collaboration in the woods. As he said, that didn't sound very well. I don't know where I got that from. Right, let's have a look here. Just another idea we have here to Planet. Do you know what, Seamus? I'm up for that. I'm up for that. Don't know if anyone can read that. Seamus just put just another idea we have a year to Planet, and have a huge. He has a huge tent. He's just boasting now, I think. Wales, a fishing trip, 3 cliffs bays, a beautiful campsite, perfect for collaboration. Yeah, I'm up for it, mate. I really am up for it. Yeah, yeah, I like the. You'd be surprised. Liam's had saying just mentioned about the salmons reviews I do for the fisheries. For guys who don't fish commercials, they run as a business. So the owners tend to be on site, or the bailiffs tend to be on site, and there's normally so they're trying to make money. It runs as a business, so they've stocked the ponds. They're trying to get as much money out of you as they can, so they offer like a tackle shop where you can buy hooks and baits and things like that. But they also offer a lot of the time they offer sandwiches. So my idea was to do a sandwich review. Now that has now got out of hand. Where when I get the sandwiches, I tends to be an extra sausage in the sandwich, or there's an extra bit of tomato sauce and stuff like that. But I enjoy doing those because my view on the fishing, because I watch virtually any fishing videos on the YouTube that I can get hold of. To be honest, loads of different styles and stuff like that. But I just wanted to do something slightly different. So if you watch my videos, I do a little bit of teaching stuff, or not teaching. That sounds a bit my own arse, to be honest. Hints and tips that I've picked up along the way that work for me. So if they work for me, and I'm keep it, my mantra is keep it simple, stupid. So if you look at my equipment is very basic, and um, but it works. It's tried and tested, and the baits I use are tried and tested. So I pass on hints and tips. We also want to have a laugh. So me and Dad have a laugh on the bank. Sometimes I can't even look at him because he sets me off on one. Hi Ian, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in, mate. If I miss anybody else, please, everyone, welcome the other people in. I'll just run you through this very, very quick story now. So, me and Dad went fishing, and it was a pretty windy day, to be honest. Now, Dad, because he's old, there's no getting away from that. I mean, I'm old, so he's older. So he sat in the box, sat in his fishing box, fishing away. And he leans forward, and his sunglasses fall off into the water. So he bends over to get them with his landing net. And as he bends over, his hat comes off into the water. So he stands up with his keep net, landing net to try and get that. As he stands up from there, his cushion flies off that he sat on, a foam cushion, lands on the water, and then steams across the top of the lake like a galleon going at full steam across the lake. And it goes off and I can hear him muttering under his breath, swearing as he's. I can tell you, he sounded like Muttley going round the what's it like off Catch the Pigeon. So he's walking off, he's going, faster, 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 faster. And then as he comes back, his hat's soaking wet. There's water running down his face from off his sunglasses, and he's wringing out his cushion. And I couldn't look at him. I really couldn't look at him. He has me in fits all the time. Yes, thanks, Liam. That's very kind of you, mate. Me and Dad also just another little bit of context for just sort of very quickly. I lost my mother a year and a half ago, so Dad now lives on his own. So what we did was we decided because he lives very close to us anyway, my brother, my sister, and me. So we all go and see him. So, but it's a day out because Dad's my fishing buddy and he's like my best friend, really. So we go fishing, and he just makes me laugh all the time. I've only got to look at him sometimes, and he starts me. He fell in at a place called Liam will probably know this. Um, he he fell in at Zion Farm, and they've got some high sort of platforms that you can fish from. And I heard this. I turn round, and just as I turn round, the 75-year-old man is hanging on to the pylon of the thing, and just as I look, he falls into the water. He disappears completely under the water. At this point, I'm just ready to rip all my clothes off and dive in after him. But then he comes back up spluttering, and his glasses are all over like that, and he comes up all spluttering, and I'm thinking, oh God, how deep is he? He stands up, and he's only up to his waist, and I heard him go, oh yeah, brilliant, fine up there. He tramps out the water, and once I knew he was okay, I don't know if anyone else is like this. If people fall over, if people fall over or slip or anything like that, that's me gone, giggling like I'm giggling like Monty. So yeah, he's a liability, my dad sometimes, but he has a brilliant time. He has a brilliant time. Yeah, just reading what Seamus is put in here. Idea of a little VidCon, a little get together. That'd be brilliant. That would. Imagine the videos that come out from that. Imagine if we went camping. I'm thinking like scouts, and we have a fire in the middle, or we have a get together in the middle. Imagine all of us with a camera pointing pointing into the middle. So there'd be me filming you, filming you, filming you, filming me, filming you. That'd be amazing, absolutely amazing. And all the get-togethers as well, and the friends you'd make and stuff. I think it's a brilliant idea. Right, let's just read what Liam's put. I was there one time when they had a match on, and on the right-hand bank opposite the island, a man leant forward to get some of those pucks. His weight went forward head first. Leo, I don't know what it is. Does anyone? Does everybody else do that? Because I just that's me just gone. That is. Someone falls in the water. Oh no! Come on. So yeah. So Ian, do you fish? Ian Matthews, do you fish? Sometimes, just reading what Liam's put there as well, reeling and compose. I can't compose myself, so I'm trying to fish with a pole, and you're trying to keep it still because you've only got a little bit of line from the end of the pole down to the float. So any movement and the float's doing that. So sometimes my float's going like that across the top of the water because I can't look at him. development life, sleep in a hammock. I tried to get in a hammock once, and I tried about 5 times, and I ended up on the floor every single time. So, I was drunk at the time, though, to be honest. You know what, Seamus? You saying this? Seamus has just put. I'm sure you've read it, but Seamus has just put. It would be fun. This shows how YouTube has the potential to bring people together and make good friends. I have 2 friends that met each other in my love streams. Love stream? Do you mean live streams, mate? Um, oh yeah, it is a love stream. But yeah, it's what I love is like we're just talking true North Angler. There's like guys I speak to on a regular basis. Andrew Fishman from Australia, RKJ Fishing, Robbie Fishing in Australia as well. Some of the guys in America, and I never thought that I'd be talking to all different guys from around the world, and they're all sort of we're all sort of like-minded people, if you know what I mean. So when you get like-minded people together, I just think it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, look at me and Monty. I keep going back to this because this is the thing that I've done recently. But if you look at Monty, the backgrounds that me and Monty come from, just take a look at us. We are poles apart. We are poles apart. He's a gardener. He's a northerner. He comes from an Asian background. I'm just a white boy from the Midlands. So if me and Monty can gel like when we met, it was like we've been friends for years and years and years, and it was just it's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain how I feel about YouTube. Not particularly because um, I love the fact that I can talk to and meet up with lots of different people on the live streams and things like that. I love the fact that I can see how other people live in different parts of the world. I think Australia, they're just going into their winter now. We were talking about the other day, I was wearing 2 t-shirts, a jumper, a coat, a hat, and things like that. And hopefully it's getting warmer. Whereas Andrew Fishman in Australia was just saying that he's starting to put all his stuff on now because it's starting to get colder. So the fact that live as this is, literally a live stream, someone on the other side of the world can interact with us. I just think it's amazing. And let's face it, other than the electric, it's free. You try and do this without the help of YouTube or live streaming or anything like that. So, but there you go. I'm just going to catch up with this now because I've just gone off on one there. Right. Yeah, was it a live stream? That's Guardian Adventures. That was a what's it's a Freudian slip. That was, wasn't it? With your love streams. I don't want to see your love streams, thank you, sir. Right. I love the fact as well. True North Anglers just put sorry for the late reply. I'm still at work, so he's replying and he's watching a live stream or listening in on a live stream at work. So fair play to you, sir. Fair play to you. You know what, Liam? If you just put, see, I'm not a people person, and fishing has made me more wanting to get to know people when I see them on the bank and stuff. It makes perfect sense to me, Liam. Um, I was talking to there's a guy who always comments on my sorry, thing. Let me just take a sip of this. I'm with you, Liam. I used to be sort of not want to talk to people and stuff like that, but I'm talking years ago now. But I've just started to think to myself, look, you want to, you've got to talk to people to find out where they're from, what they're doing, what they're up to, and stuff like that. And I have a guy who comes into and comments on every video I do, Mr. Nui. You should be on this live stream. And the other day, I was fishing at a place called Willow Marsh, and he was 2 pegs down from me. But because he doesn't have a picture up on the on his YouTube, whatever that is, icon, he said to me on the next video, when I uploaded that video, he says, "Oh, that was me sat down there. Oh, I'm famous. I'm on YouTube." I said, "Well, why didn't you come up and say hello? For goodness sake." So, Liam, if ever you see me, come up and say hello, for goodness sake. I'd love to meet you, mate. Absolutely love to meet you. And if, I mean, maybe we could meet up as well and just do a little bit of fishing. Absolutely brilliant, that'd be. I mean, obviously, you live pretty close to me. I'm in a place called Quinton in Birmingham, which is right by Junction 3 of the M5. So that's why I can go. I used to travel up and down the country for work. So I used to go all over the place. Leeds. I'd be in Leeds one day, then I'd be down in Exeter the next. I'd be up in Glasgow, Brighton, absolutely everywhere. So, I mean, traveling for me is not an issue. It's just whether I've got the time, that's all. So, no, Liam, Northfield, what? I'm just trying to think. There's a fishery close. Alf Church probably is one of your closest ones as well. So let's have a look. Oh, God. I wish I knew exactly what I was doing on this live stream, because that last comment as Guardian Adventures has put up is appalling. It's appalling in every sense of the word. Shameless, you should be ashamed of yourself. But there you go. Yeah, Liam, I'm sort of uninterned quite a bit. Yeah, so I love Alf Church, and I love what he's doing there as well. So I don't need the guys who are fishermen from Britain. I think it was the Angling Times or do the Angling Times or the Angling Mail, because I get them all. They had a little challenge in there where you tick. There's like a little booklet come in the middle. I think it was last month's which I'm doing a video about. And you tick like the species that you've caught in that month or that week or whatever. Well, I've got to be honest with you. I fished Arrow Lake at Alf Church on peg 1. So Liam, you'll know what that peg is. It's the one on the very corner. I couldn't be bothered to carry on with stuff, to be honest. So and I caught every single species except for they've got blue wharf in there. Thanks very much, Allotment Life, for dropping in. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you very, very much. And I really do appreciate everybody who comes in and takes time to put a little comment up there. Let's just come in and have a chat anytime you like. It's my I don't want my streams to be the the high pressure ones. You go, come on, please, let's grow and all that kind. That's not what this is all about for me. This is about having a chat, getting to know people and stuff. So anyway, what I was saying to Liam, thanks very much a lot, my life, for dropping in. That is absolutely brilliant of you, and we'll see you real. So I'll see you next week, definitely. Yeah, Liam. This tick box thing in the middle of the Angler's Mail. I caught every single species in there. I had a silver bream, a bream, a perch, a roach, an eyed, carp, F1. I had I had everything. It's all on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a picture up here in the corner. I'm going to superimpose the book, and then every time I catch one of those fish, I'm going to tick it off on the thing. So yeah, it's you got to fish that lake, Liam. It's the long, thin one. See, because I've not fished Alf Church in about 10, 15 years up until that time I fished recently. It's changed so much. And I tell you, that building that I was talking to the guy, and it's got that they've got that specimen like the building like behind you. You probably saw it like recently, and they've got the two big what's it's in the middle, the two big islands in the middle. So yeah, looks good. Looks good. Yeah, I'm with you, Seamus. I prefer these kind of live streams. It's why I like your live streams, because we could just have a chat about anything. Um, and they go off and they, like mine do. They just go off on these mad tangents. The same with Monty's on My Family Garden. He's go off sort of all different directions and stuff. So um, I was just what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to try. I don't know whether you guys are up for this as well. I'm going to try and do some where we have a theme to go to start with, and then we can go off in different tangents. So what I'll do is I think is at the very beginning, while I'm waiting for people to come into the stream, I'll do like a well, I want to say a monologue, but that's not the word. Like go into things a bit more. So um, because uh, this is a really big thing for me, YouTube. I really want to make it a success and things like that. So um, I've sort of gone into it probably a little bit gung ho with equipment wise and things like that. So if anybody wants to know any apps or anything like that that I use, like the because I get some really nice comments about the editing and the music and things like that that I use. Um, but as I say, my philosophy is keep it simple, stupid, because I'm simple and stupid. Everything that I do has to be like this. Is why I practice the live streams before I do them. Obviously, I didn't practice very well today, Seamus, because I came on. Seamus is the only one here, to be honest, at that time. But I came in and I had no sound, so I had to go out and start again. But I'm looking at doing live streams using a different camera, using the Lumix camera, and down in the garage. But obviously, you've seen what the weather was like, and you've seen the video with the tadpoles. So it's under sort of that much of water. It's sort of slowly going down now. So I couldn't go down there today, and also it's a bit glitchy because I needed to be closer to the hub because I'm on Virgin Wi-Fi here, so it's pretty good and it's pretty fast. But not down at the garage. So there's sort of a lag down there. I've got, but yeah, going off. We're doing that thing again, and we're going off tangent. But if anybody wants any info about apps that I use and things that have helped me, and the editing I use and how it's used and things like that, I'm thinking about doing some videos about that. So Seamus is asking, am I using Teespring at all? If you look at there's the merch that will be coming up when I can get to Teespring. If you look at Teespring, Teespring is linked to YouTube, and before you can actually link them and have them sort of at the bottom and have all your stuff shown there and everything, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. I don't think you need the 4,000 watch hours. If anyone knows, could they let me know? But I think you need 1,000 subscribers. You need to be monetized, I think, before you can actually use Teespring. Right, Liam's just let me just finish telling Seamus about Teespring, or if you don't know what Teespring is YouTubers can use it as merch, which they produce. You don't have to have any outlay. You decide whether you want hats, t-shirts, the designs, the logos, and all that kind of thing. What happens is customer click clicks on the link below for what they want. The order goes to Teespring. They produce the order and send the order out. They take their cut of however much it is for that. Say it's a t-shirt, and I don't know how much it is or how they do it, but say it's a £12 t-shirt, they take £2 and then send you the rest of the money or whatever the value is or whatever. So you don't get involved with any of the packaging or anything like that. So funny enough, that's what that was. The hats that I've just done are from Vistaprint. Teespring is definitely worth it, Seamus, because you don't have to pay. Basically, as I say, what happens is the merch gets sent to the customer. You have nothing to do with it other than the designs. You do the designs, and the logos and things like that. So and then that gets sent off to, and you order. They click on the order. The customer clicks on the order. The order goes straight to Teespring. Teespring deals with it, and then they send the money to you into your PayPal account. I think Vistaprint is expensive. Also, what I think about Vistaprint is as well. You've got to get the stuff to you first. So you've either got to keep a stock or you order one off them, it comes to you, and then you've got to send it to someone else. So Teespring seems to be the best idea to me. Or if you can find a local place that'll print up t-shirts and things like that. I did one. I used to have a company called the Jungle Clearing Company, and they printed some shirts for me, and that was just a local firm. But then you've got to keep stock. If you use Teespring, you don't have to use stock. So uh, just have a look. I tell you what I always do. What I always do. If I don't know anything, I use this. I use YouTube. I just look at YouTube, go through YouTube, and find out everything that's going on and what I need to do and things like that. Live streaming, I did that. Um, my camera, how to use a GoPro, how to use over everything basically. So with Teespring, I'm going to use Teespring because I don't want the hassle of having to sort things out, to be honest. Right, let's get Liam asked the question up here. Wanting to get into pole fishing, I never done it before. Any recommendations on equipment or tips? How to play a fish on elastic or rig setups would be a massive help. I'll tell you what I'd do, Liam. Uh, I'm doing a video soon about complete basics in pole fishing, but I used a MIDI white knuckle pole margin pole. Now, what that means is it's because it's a margin pole, it's not 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 meters. You don't need that if you're starting. Where we fish in commercials, a lot of the fish are within a 5 meter range. Now, the one I've got, the one I use a lot of, is a 6 million, 6 million, is a 6 meter pole. And because it's a margin pole, they tend to be a lot stronger and they are a bit heavier, but they're shorter. So if you're just getting into it and you want to use an elasticated pole, try the MIDI white knuckle. Now, in terms of cost, they are around, when I looked at them, they're about £48. You can buy ones cheaper. And if you're getting into it, I'd say don't spend more than 50, £60. If you're just getting into it, don't spend more than that. Because odds are that you're going to mess up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way things are when you're starting to do something. You can't go into something and think you're going to be absolutely brilliant at it. But if you use one of those, it comes with 2 top kits. And I think if you look on Amazon or you look on, Can't remember where I got mine from, to be honest, but they come elasticated. So, for people who don't know, elasticated pole, you have a put together pole. It's like blanks on a fishing rod without the eyes, and then in the top two, like they call it a top kit. There's a piece of elastic that runs in, and it works like a buffer between the fish. And you tie a piece of line with a rig on with a float and a hook and things like that. So your best bet, Liam, is to buy ready-made rigs first. Uh, you don't have to spend a fortune. I think they cost about some of the cheaper ones are about £2.99, and they're already set up for you. You might just have to put a dust shot or a little shot on, and then basically what you do is you just make sure it's not a strike. It's not like with a rod. It's literally a lift. And then as you lift, the elastic comes out the end, and then you play it like a normal, like you would on a rod, except for what you might have to do is just keep the pole low, and sometimes dip it in the end into the water, because if it's a big fish, sometimes the big fish run away. And because you're pulling them, if you're holding the pole up and the pressure's on the fish to come up, it's going to fight you, and it's really going to fight you. But if you put the pole underneath the water, it lubricates the elastic and makes the elastic come out easier, and B, the fish is less likely to tank off somewhere. It's more likely to calm down a little bit and come towards you. Now, I think on those, they haven't got a puller kit or anything like that, but they've got quite strong elastics. When I say a puller kit, to shorten the elastic, you pull the other end. So out the bottom end of the thing, you pull it, and obviously that shortens the elastic and brings the fish closer, gives you a chance to put them in. But no, it's a brilliant way to fish. And also, what you can do is put a little cup on the end that fits on the end of the pole, and you put your bait in. You go to where you're fishing, you just tip it like that, and all the bait falls into like a dinner plate size area. So all the fish are concentrating, and you drop your bait in there. There's nothing like that float going under with an elasticated pole there. Let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. Seamus has just said if I go with him and we catch a pike, I get a mug. Oh, I'll have to when we go, mate. I'll have to bring you a hat, won't I? I'll tell you something else, Seamus. I was thinking about the merch idea. Um, is if you look at a lot of my videos now, I put the logo on Fish with Bish on some of them. We've got that on the back as well. But on the other hat, and I don't know where that is, I've started putting this thing called Line Breaker, which is going to be a logo. But if people want fishing, people want a T-shirt or a hat or a mug or something like that. I was just thinking they might not want my name on it. They might not want Fish with Bish on it. But line breaker on a t-shirt, sort of. I'm wearing a Maver t-shirt now. This is something I won on a competition. But if I have some black polo shirts and on there it's got the square and it's got line breaker on there with a hook and stuff like that, and it's just like a good fishing logo. Um, Maybe that might sell them a bit more. And I also think with a lot of the merch as well, I've seen these t-shirts and they've got like a square picture of something on there. I think it's nice if you have something on the arm, maybe. And also, especially with us fishing, you need something on the back. I noticed, is it Jag Fishing? I saw on his merch. He's got stuff on the back. So when you see him and they're filming the back of him, there's always like a something on the back. So um, there you go. But I'm quite excited about all these kind of things. just something else as well as we're going along with my new stuff that's coming up. Um, I've got a wolf underwater camera which you can cast out. This will be more for probably Seamus or actually Liam as well, who actually uses a rod and line. You can actually cast out. If you imagine the line, you've got your hook on this end, and then up the line, say you have, I don't know, a feeder, and then a bit further up, you have the camera on the line. So as it drops in, that drops down, the camera drops to there, and it's filming the bait. So I don't know how I'm going to work it out yet with the pole, but I know what you want one, Keith, because you are fishing with Bish. I wonder if we're related. Are you as good looking as me, Keith? I'm sure you must be. But yeah, Liam, you're right as well. Woolly hats. Seamus, that's an idea as well. If we could, like a, not to say what they call them, bobble hats, do they? Bobble hats are the ones with a pom pom on it now, a beanie, and have like a little bit of a embroidered logo across there. That'd be lovely. That would. But yeah, I think, guys, it's now we've done an hour and a quarter. We're going to give it another 15 minutes. We'll go for another 15 minutes, and then we'll knock it on the head. But I really do appreciate you coming in, and we're having a good chat. So there's only four of us left anyway, so we're all falling by the wayside now. It's a bit late for us, isn't it? 11:15. I'm normally asleep by now. But yeah, Liam, it's going to be every Friday, mate. So what I tend to do, this is an idea, Liam. What I tend to do is I tend to fish on a Wednesday, Thursday, or a Friday. So I mean, this week's been a washout, to be honest. But luckily, I've got about 3 or 4 videos in the can, and obviously, I had the collab with Monty this week, and I've just put the tadpole one up. So I'm in no rush now to do. I will put another one up, a fishing one. I'll put up probably Tuesday or Wednesday next week. But I'm going to do the live streams every Friday, and if I've already decided, because I don't always decide exactly where we're going fishing every week until the day before, but if some are planned, because I don't like to go to the same places all the time. So if I'm going to Huntington and I know on the Friday, I will let you know, mate, and I'll let you know what day we're going on, and we'll meet up, and then if you want. If you don't mind me filming as well, I could give you a quick lesson on a pole. I could take a pole with me, take a spare pole, and just sit with you, mate. Because I'm happy to do that. So yeah, as I say, every Friday, 10 o'clock, and we'll meet up, have a chat, and everything. And then, as I say, Liam, if I'm going to Arlington, I'll let you know, mate. Or if I'm going to Alf Church, I'll let you know. And it'd be absolutely brilliant to meet you, my friend. Absolutely brilliant. And we'll, as I say, I'm quite happy to sit with you all day and have a go with the fishing, with the pole. Have a go. I'll take my pole, the one that I think could probably be best for you. And I'm quite happy to do that. No problem at all. All right, let's see what Thomas is saying. It's getting late. I can't read. Always catch beasts. You do always catch bass, mate. I don't get how you do it in them small streams. I tell you which one I really liked. That one where you were fishing in that little brook. You can't really call it a stream. What's the difference between a stream and a brook? Is brook bigger than a stream, or a stream bigger than a brook? But anyway, the one where you're right by that culvert or that bridge, and you got that mama pike right close. Hello, Mike. Hey, thanks for dropping in. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Mike's just come in. Thanks very much for coming in, Mike. You've sort of come in at almost at the end, my friend, but um, he's just saying about the Whispers Pool at Willow Marsh. Willow Marsh, another great venue by me. Liam, you might like that there as well. The Tench in the middle pool, which is the Whispers Pool. Just give you a quick lowdown of this because it's one of my favourite fisheries. It's owned by a guy called Mark, and I think his good lady wife Jane. It's the places where I do the sandwich reviews. But they've got the first lake is mainly the Match Lake. I don't know what that's called. Then they've got the middle lake, which is the Whispers, and then they've got a really big lake down the bottom, which is the one where I did the margin fishing, where I picked the big carp up and broke Dad's net. But no, absolutely cracking there. I'm sure Mike will back me up on this. But on the Whispers pool, they've got so many lovely tench in there, and they're quality fish as well. They're not massive. They're probably, I don't know, what do you think, Mike? About £2, £2.5, something like that. So, oh, Aaron, yeah, my mate Aaron. Aaron's another guy who comes in who comments on every video that I put up. I think he's a local guy to me as well. Yeah, they're about £2 to £3, aren't they? But they're brilliant to catch. They really try. Oh my God, he's turned up, has he? He's turned up. We tried to keep it quiet, and then here he comes. Look, right. Goodbye, everybody. Monty's here. It's time to go. He's just got home. He's been in the pub, and been in the pub. But yeah, Mike, that Whispers Pool's cracking, and you can pick up some nice carp there as well. So really good. Hey, Monty, my brother from another mother. Yeah, well, just we were saying earlier, mate, what an awful time I had. It was embarrassing to be with you. Uh, yeah, no, it is absolutely brilliant. I'm just saying to anybody that can meet up with anybody else who's on YouTube, please do it. It's amazing. Mike, I don't fish the rivers very often. I used to in my youth, when I was a youth. I used to fish the rivers. We were talking about this earlier as well. Because I don't know the rivers very well, and I don't know. My issue always is if you don't know a river very well, you don't know who you've got to pay, you don't know who the owner is. They're always difficult to get down to, and when you get down to them, you don't catch that much. Um, but we were talking earlier, and I was saying I should fish more rivers. I just think be more. It would be interesting. Monty's asking what fish can you catch in the rivers? Basically, everything that you catch that you see me catch on my videos, but they tend to be wilder and harder to catch. Things like the perches seem to be bigger. The barbel are bigger, and they fight harder and things like that. So, and it's also harder to fish on a river, to be honest. Yeah, it's harder to fish on a river. So because I have to spend I because my time is precious with river fishing. I can't spare the time to get to a river, find a spot, get on my gear down to the thing, and then I go with my dad, who, let's face it, he's not the youngest guy in the world, Spartacus. Um, so to me, it's like a waste of time because if I can get to a commercial And places like where me and Mike have just been talking about, Willow Marsh, you can actually park your car behind where you're fishing. Because I carry so much gear, and I'm not just talking about the fishing gear, I'm talking about the camera gear as well and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm carrying all that, plus there's all dad stuff as well. It's just far easier for me to fish commercials. Yeah. I haven't had big perch out of whispers, but I've had big perch down what's the bottom pool called? I forgot what the bottom pool is called. I've had one out of there over £2, and that was a bit of a warrior. I've had one of about two and a bit pound out of Huntington, and that was an old Sergeant Major. That was the stripes on that. Well, if a fish could have grey hair, that fish should have grey hair. Yeah. What's my best out of there? Yeah, it's my lunch, to be honest. Uh, it's better. You'll back me up on this, Mike. It's better when Jay makes them than when Mark makes them at Willow Marsh. I've got to be honest with you. So, Monty, how are you doing, sir? It seems an age since I've seen you. I'm missing you already, sir. But no, we had a great time. It was Monty will probably back me up on this. It was when we got there and we went into the garden centre and we sat down. We had a cup of tea and a cup of coffee and a cake. Don't let Monty tell you he had a vegan cake and he had a vegan cake. No, he didn't. He had a vegan cake. But I don't know how he felt about that part of it, but it was difficult to try and like to get the cameras out and start vlogging when there was all those people around in the WhatsApp because as we said we were collaborating virgins. We'd not done it before, and I don't do um, less calories. It was massive. It was about 10,000 calories if it was a day. But I'm not used to holding the camera in front of me and vlogging as such. I don't mind talking to people or interviewing people or anything like that. But the fact of doing that was a bit was a bit daunting to me, and asking the lady in the coffee shop if we could actually use the cameras. So in the end, we just decided we just went out. Just went outside, went for a walk around the lake. It was very romantic. It was a nice first date. I tell you what, mate, you ain't getting me to third base. It was too cold and too wet. But yeah, we had a great time. And as I say, I suggest anyone who's thinking about doing a collaboration, just do it. Just do it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So anyone who's not hit that like button, hit the like button, smash that like button, and all those things that other people say. But yeah, so yeah, fishing collab next, Monty. Because you're late, we'll have words about that as well. So next time I see you, we'll have words. Um, I was talking to Seamus as Guardian Adventures, and we're going to organise something for next year. We'll do some collabs this year, and then next year we're going to organise something where we all go camping somewhere. I don't know if you're up for that, but that would be funny. Spend an overnight together, and it'd just be funny. It'd just be such a great time. Spend night and doing what's it? But yeah, we could all go camping. Can you imagine that? Us like camping. Oh my goodness. We'll all be all sat round playing with our woggle, singing "Ging Gang Gooly 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 Watch it Ging Gang Goo Ging Gang Goo." Yeah, and if we could pick somewhere where there's somewhere to fish, that'd be brilliant. But I think location wise, I think Seamus has got a couple of ideas up his sleeve. But I'm up for it. I am so up for that. Um, we'll have to take some drone footage as well. Oh god, that'd be so funny. So funny. But I was saying with your backyard. Oh, that's only so you haven't got to go anywhere or go camping. So you just go and sorry, I'm because I'm new to this. I'm trying to read this and carry on talking. But my family goes put my backyard. We're not going to your backyard because we established earlier it's in Leeds. It's going to be freezing, and also you won't go in the tent. At about 10:30, you'll disappear in the house. Go and have a cocoa and go to bed. Tell us all to keep it quiet. But anyway, Mike's just asked, are we going to be selling the hats and shirts? And I will be selling hats and shirts, but I want to make sure they're right first. I want to make sure the quality is right. You look at this. I need to make sure I've got one like this, and I've got the other one with the other logo on. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna run with these. I'm going to wear them and wash them and make sure that all this don't wear off and all that kind of thing. And I'm also thinking that bit on the back where it says "Fish with Bish." I'm thinking of changing it to "I've fished with Bish." But I will be selling them, and there'll be mugs, loads and loads of different stuff. Hello, you can get off. But no, absolutely brilliant, guys. Thank you all so much for coming in. Monty, late, but I love you. I'm going to have to go now because I think everybody wants to come into the kitchen and make a cup of tea and stuff like that. You have been bished. You have been bished. Ah, Monty, while you're on, sir, on the if you look at Twitter, I sent you a message about something, and it's a pretty cool piece of kit. It's not overly expensive, but it'll work brilliantly with your phone, and you're shaking because you're laughing so much. You have a look at that link, and if you look on Amazon, they're pretty cool. They are. I'm thinking of getting one of those myself for my GoPro. So there you go. Oh, Keith, please. Keith's just put, if you want to get ahead, get a hat. Thank you, Keith. Yeah, see you all next Friday, 10 o'clock. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. But no, thank you ever so much. Might try and do a little bit longer next week if you want to. But as I say, we'll have a bit of a theme next week. I'll work on something. I'll have a few more things. But what I'll do now is I'll leave you with the last look of the Dadders, the idiots. Stay in the pond, you fools. But there you go. What time are you on tomorrow? By the way, everybody, if you've not gone yet, Monty's live tomorrow on his live stream, and if I'm about, I will be in that. I'm out and about tomorrow. When you're the fella you see before you, you're in demand. Now you're in demand, Liam. If you're still here, watch next week's live stream to see where I am, and if I'm in Huntington, please let me know, and I'll spend at least a couple of hours with you doing a bit of pole fishing just to show you. I'm by no way am I a coach, but I've been doing it for a long time now, so I know what I'm doing, and I'll be able to give you a few hints and tips, and you'll love it, mate. Absolutely love it. So, what time are you back tomorrow, Monty? Come on, type away, sir. Type away. 8 o'clock till you stop talking. Oh, you wait, sir. I'll be there. Monty's on at 8 tomorrow, and if you've not seen Monty in a live stream, you've not seen a live stream. So I'll be there 8 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you very, very much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you all real soon. I've been with Bish. You've been brilliant. Thank you very much. This is where it gets awkward now because I press end stream and then it says, "Are you sure?" Yes, I am sure. Goodbye.